Hi there. It's Lisa Starr with yet another episode of StarCast Podcast. Thank you for tuning in to listen. You know, in the Northern Hemisphere, it is becoming winter. It is late November, soon December, and it's the time we start to think about snow. So I thought it would be great to have a guest who can discuss that in great detail. And I am excited to have with us Sara Brenninger. She is the executive manager of the indoor snow division of TechnoAlpin. Thanks for joining us, Sara.
Thank you, Lisa, for having me. I'm really excited to be here. Thank you so much.
Well, TechnoAlpin has been in quite a bit in the news this year as there is so much happening around snow and the delivery of snow. And it's really a pretty new technology. But before we get into that, Sara, I wanted to ask you about you. I mean, you are a woman working in what is traditionally a male industry. And it's kind of more, I visited the headquarters in Bolzano in Italy this summer, and it's, a massive business. So tell us how you got into the business of snow in the first place when you came out of university.
You're right. I could say that I have spent most of the time of my career in and around snow. So yes, I started as a product developer and then switched into marketing and sales. And I probably made a long path through many different departments in high-end technology companies that were involved in snowmaking on slopes. So what has intrigued me probably the most was the translation of sophisticated technology into experiences. So yeah, I actually started in a classic snow business, let's say in the snowmaking for ski resorts and winter tourism. And that world taught me a lot. So working with complex systems, understanding climate, weather, and very importantly, understand really very well what snow means to people emotionally. So the sense of nature, play, and also the challenges of reliability at the same time. So this was also an aspect that attracted me very much and also, brought me throughout my career. So here I am now.
I didn't realize how much snowmaking was done artificially these days and what a big business it is. I mean, especially where you are in the Dolomites, near the Alps. Like, can you give us a sense of what the scope of a snowmaking business looks like globally?
Let's say TechnoAlpin is providing not only what we see on the slope, which is the snowmaking system on its own, but it takes much more than just the snow cannon, as we call it. It's a whole system that we provide as a company on a turnkey level. So we provide the whole planification of how the water needs to be pumped up the mountain, all the wiring, the connections, the hydraulic, the pump stations. So we really try to organize all the amount of snow that is needed to have a perfect slope during winter season. So we do all the calculations up front. We plan the different slopes. We understand which product suits best the different mountains. And then we come up with the overall general master plan that then we realize in a second moment. So I would say that if you go to slope and you ski, there is just 1/3 visible of all the work that we do and all the rest is underground and you don't even see that. But it's really a lot of knowledge, a lot of software and programming behind that makes this complex system work without any effort for the operator, I would say.
I saw the snow cannon when I visited your headquarter, as you call it, and it's enormous, the cannon. I mean, it's, 10 feet tall. It's like a big squirt gun, but super large. You said the type of snow needed for the terrain. So does the snow cannon make different kinds of snow?
Maybe that's not the perfect wording, different kind. It's more about the amount and the snow depth that needs to be calculated. But what we try to do is we try to use the energy in the best possible efficient way that we can. So it's all a very complex understanding about how the parameters need to work so that we can make perfect quality of snow. And as these variables are always very different, so it depends from the wind, from the temperature, from the humidity. So this is something that needs to understand our system, and then they start to produce snow in the best way. Let's put it this way.
So, how long has TechnoAlpin been a company?
So the company was founded in 1989, and our visionaries, so the owners that started to do the business, they saw the need in guaranteeing the mountains and ski station operators very good quality winter season. So this is where the idea came up to create a kind of machinery that could help them to do a very nice winter season also if nature is not cooperating. So the idea was founded and they really started in the garage. So as many other
So
companies,
many businesses started in garages.
this is it. So they started to put together some pieces and they invented the nucleator that we call that nebulizes water and air, which then transforms water into snow. So the very first machines were tried out in the heart of the Dolomites, where we are from, on some slopes here in South Tyrol, where we could not make snow at all at the beginning. We just produced a kind of water, but they were stubborn enough to make it happen until they were able to create snow. And yeah, then the company grew very quickly because they had huge plans. They understood from the beginning that it was important to scale it on a global level. So they had this vision to bring snow everywhere, not only in Italy or in South Tyrol where we are. And now here we are at the point where we are more than 800 people worldwide, 14 subsidiaries. We work in many different countries and are innovation leader in snowmaking.
In this company, you are the leader in snowmaking globally for slopes, for skiing, for outdoor activities. Who had the idea to bring the snow inside? How did that happen?
This is a good question. So the idea for Techno being indoor, as we are, let's say, part of the big company TechnoAlpin, known as worldwide leader in snowmaking, it actually started very strongly from within the company itself, especially from the owner, who has spent decades in building world leading snowmaking business for ski slopes. And when you work in that world and you see every day how snow fascinates people, it changes the landscape, it creates emotion, you create also business, it defines whole destinations. At some point, the question was, why should this magic only belong to ski resorts? So it's there where the owner had a very clear vision and he wanted to take the know-how and the reliability of slope snowmaking and bring that same magic into completely new environments, into hotels, spa, wellness, and even retail and brand spaces. So this is where it all started. And I would say the most powerful thing that we had was not only the snow, but also the cold. So it's where it all started. And we started to work with a complementary doctor, a doctor from complementary medicine to understand how can snow be different in contrast therapy and what are the health benefits in contrast therapy, in cold therapy when used in form of snow. So this is where it all started. And we wanted to understand it from a functional point of view and then work around that.
That makes sense. I mean, right? It would be different than an outside environment. And of course, the idea that you can make the snow, but then how do you maintain it? How does the room stay cold? What year was it then that the snow room first became available? How many years has it been? It's not been long, I believe.
It's not that long, but still, it was long. It was a long process to get there. So let's say the idea was born in 2016, where we started to think about this. And the mission was to translate the long history of fully controlled indoor spaces. But to make it then happen into the indoor spaces, it took almost say, 5 to 6 years,
Hmm.
where we not only were able to make this top notch technology, but also experiences. This is what
Hmm.
the missing link or the missing part that we needed to, where we needed to educate ourselves. We were always good in making top notch technology, but we had no clue of all the rest. And we wanted to be a very nice design element as well, an experience, a multisensorial experience. So we had to add a lot of new features that were very challenging for us. But only now that we have all these pieces, we know that the product would have success, because only technology does not work and only a beautiful cabin would not work. So you need the full package.
So the snow room for listeners is a room that you enter in a spa or wellness facility that's full of snow. And it's of varying sizes. Sarah will explain. It has a wall that's textured that kind of holds the snow there. Sarah, you'll correct me if I get this wrong, but it makes snow overnight. So, like you have it make the snow. You come in the morning, and you have a beautiful snow-filled room that you can walk into. You could sit down if you design it that way, and you use the snow room instead of a cold plunge for contrast therapy.
Exactly. That's it. So I would say the snow room is the perfect counterpart of sauna and steam room in the classic application method. So we created the snow room and designed the snow room to give the people the chance to cool down in a very soft way. So to regenerate from all the heat applications, Finnish sauna, hot steam rooms, hammams, and all that, and to really balance out your body on a holistic way. So this was the main goal. And technically, what we do is we create high quality insulated cabin that has been specifically designed to make snow that sticks on the wall so that people will be able to enter the room. They would be able to enjoy the fresh air, the aromatherapy, the sound that is inside, but at the same time, use the snow for cooling down. Use it on your own body. You put it on your skin. So it's a kind of new way of cold experience. It's a gentle, natural form of cooling down. We call it the nicest form of cryotherapy that is making it accessible for everyone. So in terms of usage, it works very well for everyone. As we know, the cold therapies are not so well accepted by everyone. So this is something that we wanted to do. We wanted to create a soft cool down where people would also be happy to go in and have a positive experience.
Mhm. Well, I think you've been very successful in that. I mean, I've done many rounds of contrast therapy coming out of a sauna. Maybe you've had an Aufguss and it's very, very hot, and you're happy to get cool. And the options are generally get into a cold plunge pool or a bucket shower or some kind of cold shower. You wouldn't go right into a cryotherapy chamber being wet, from the sauna. So that's not really an option. But the snow room is, as you said, Sarah, a softer cold. And so I was able to experience this at Preidelhof in the Dolomites this summer, coming out of the sauna and just going into the snow room where it's cold, but it's not a shock to your system the way the cold plunge can be.
Exactly. This is probably the major difference from cold water immersion, where people have this thermal shock that is not appropriate for every single person.
Mhm.
So our approach is to give the chance also to people that suffer from chronic diseases like rheumatism, fibromyalgia, or are simply very pain sensitive, to give them the chance to invigorate, refresh, and rebalance out their bodies in a very soft, non shocking way. This was the goal, and the combination of the soft snow with the cold air is able to do so. And a very important feature that we see now coming, getting more and more prominent with this ritual of the Aufguss is the social aspect. We see that people love functional protocols, or let's call it, yeah, rituals where people do kind of positive stress exposure by exposing themselves to heat application to cold. But still, what they are looking for is to do it in a fun way. People love to be together and still enjoy what they do. And this is where we differentiate ourselves a little bit from what are cryo chambers, maybe, or cold plunge pools. We love the social aspect about our product and the fun aspect as well.
Well, as you say, you can go with a friend into the snow room. I mean, depending on the size, but you 3 or 4 people could fit in there. I didn't sit, I stood, but there's plenty of room and you can take the snow and put it on your body and you feel the cold air and you're often looking out at something that's hot or the outdoors. It's a great experience.
It is, and it's also fun to see how individual the application is. So I very often go and observe how people use it, and it's every time it's different. Men do it differently from women. Younger people do it different from older ones. So it's a very individual way, depending on your physical state, on the actual well-being feeling of your body, your mental state. So it depends on many different things on how you would use wellness experiences. And this is something that the snow room provides. You can use it in many different ways. And also the product itself, it can be used in different ways, not only in combination with sauna, but it can also be used after a yoga session or an intense workout session. So it's a product that is super versatile and it fits. It depends on the guest journey that our clients want to provide on how it's used the best way.
So they come in all different sizes and shapes, and they can be customized, right?
We usually do only customized projects because every hotel, every space is so different that we really think it's the best way how to offer a snow room experience. So our goal is to provide every time a very exclusive product, and with that, a very different customer journey as well. And maybe the only thing that they all have in common is the fact that we bring a piece of nature indoors. Let's say the biophilic approach of our concept is a very relevant point in architecture because we know nowadays it's an evidence-based study that natural elements elevate your general well-being. And with the snow or water or light and natural fabrics, you do so. So we provide architects, planners, a new form of natural material and structure inside and indoors so that people are ready by just having that element in their houses. It elevates your happiness and also your well-being.
Snow does make people smile for sure. So what are the sizes you can have of a snow room? What's the smallest one and what's maybe one of the larger ones you have designed?
And the smallest one usually are built for a private residential and luxury homes. These are 6 square meters. And then we also did bigger ones. For example, we did one of our largest snow rooms ever has been realized in Swarovski in their Crystal Museum, where we created a room of a size of 100 square meters.
Wow, that's 1,000 square feet for listeners. That's a big room.
It's a huge room. It's a whole world. So it's a winter wonder world where they wanted to give people the chance to experience a piece of winter wonderland inside. So yeah, as we said, the room sizes depend very much on what is around, how many saunas do they have on the same floor, where is the fitness center, how are people using the snow room. So we can do any size. And then the style can be adapted also based on the mood board of the hotel or the spaces around.
That's great to know that it's so customizable. I know that you can't give a specific price because they're all custom, but give us a range of prices just so listeners know, like what is a range of prices that it would take to get a snow room in your property? And it's not cheap. I'm warning you, but it's worth it.
Exactly. It's a premium investment that people do when they decide to go with a snow room. Um, as you said, it's like putting a small Ferrari in their houses. So we start from 180,000. It depends. This is an average size snow room now, where you have space for 9 people. But then it depends very much on where we can position the technology, how are the distances, a lot of technical aspects that we need to look at. But yes, this is just an indication of an average pricing of a snow room.
Well, that's really helpful, Sarah. I mean, I'm sure listeners are thinking, wow, that's a lot of money, but it can cost that much to put a pool in too, or a number of saunas. So let's talk about the monetization of that. I mean, do you see these being used in spaces where people pay to enter the snow room, or is it usually part of a bigger sauna circuit, a thermal circuit?
I think we need to rethink a little bit the monetization philosophy here. I think one of the major reasons why people invest in a snow room is the differentiation and the marketing value. So we know that the snow room is visually super strong. It gives a hotel or a spa a signature feature that they can use very well in branding, social media, and PR. It helps to attract new guests because they want all to have one different thing from the neighbor, and they just and also justify at the same time higher positioning in the market. So I think that hospitality operators, they need to position themselves very specifically, and the snow room helps very much in doing so. Also, on top of the differentiation, I think we have seen so many examples now. Our clients started to rate and package these kind of structure. So they integrate the snow room into special well-being packages, retreats, or signature rituals, which allows them to increase also average spend per guest, or also they are going to elevate the stay because they can offer more wellness experiences. Also, occupancy and loyalty is an important factor. Unique experiences create word of mouth. So, which is very important to, to make the people come back as well. And in the end, the long lifetime and the reliability. Our systems are designed for long-term operation, easy to use with less maintenance than for other products. For example, it's very easy to operate a snow room and still provide a cool down option for many people at the same time. They don't need to change water tanks every day. Don't need to change filters every day and stuff like that. It's a room that provides an offering to cool down for many people at the same time. It's an interesting, new, innovative way of providing wellness experiences. And this very often helps them to decide for a snow room and go with that.
No, those are great points you're making because bathhouses and saunas are so popular now. We're seeing so many open, but they are all having the same features, right? I mean, they have a sauna or several. They have some kind of way to get a cold plunge. They may have a steam room or a vitality pool, but not very many have a snow room. So it's still a very new technology that it really excites people. As you said, there's something joyful about seeing snow it's got a playful aspect and it makes us think of our childhood, I think, when you see snow.
Yes, it is. You see it in the faces when people come and visit our showroom. Everyone becomes a child again. And this is so nice to see that you see just the joy and the happiness in experiencing something new that that you did not await, and something that you associate maybe to your childhood as well. So a lot of positive emotions arising from from the guests that use it and try it out. And they have something to tell. You can tell a story. You can tell a lot of stories about snow. You can incorporate it in a nice Aufguss ritual. You can do breath work in the snow room. You can do a ritual called silent snow. So you would use headphones, go in, you're guided, and you just are transferred in a different world. And at the same time, you do positive stress exposure, but you do it in a nice way, in an experiential way. And I think this is the future of wellness. We want to have functional, but at the same time, experiential elements in our wellness.
Well, for sure. So you said the maintenance is not complex. I mean, does the room, it just works all day, right? You never shut it down.
You never shut it down. We don't want to lose our snow that we have in the cabin. So you can imagine it as it would be a huge fridge that you never shut off. It's working 24 hours. We produce snow by the use of snow nozzles during night, so which enables us to recreate everyday fresh snow. And once per week, we do defrost the whole room. We create warm temperatures inside. The snow melts and people can clean it once per week. And it's all fully automated. So this was something that was very important in our development process. We wanted to create something easy to handle. Also, if the technology is complex, so we use smart programming, sophisticated software programs that help us to do so. So it's all based on a time scheduler program that is very easy to set once we do the commissioning. And then it's easy for everyone. We give also guidelines on the daily checks. So we try to give all the tools to our operators that help operate it the best way so that it's always every day it needs to be a highlight.
Well, that sounds very easy to manage, not complicated.
Yeah. Reliability for us is a non-negotiable. In the ski resorts, for example, you cannot afford to have downtime. So we know the importance of just making it work every day on a reliable basis. At the same time, it's complex technology. So this is why we provide yearly maintenance packages that we sell to our customers. It's like with a car, you need to take care of it. And this is something that we offer proactively to our customers. Another important thing is that we have remote control. So we would be able to push the button in our office and make snow in Los Angeles.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So we have the control also from the office. We see what's going on, what's happening. We do troubleshooting. So we are able to do all of that, which is important because we don't want to create any more problems to our operators. We want to support them.
Well, it sounds like it's been very well thought out. And while it is a somewhat new to the market device, you've already come up with a new iteration on snow, which is the snow shower. Would you like to tell us about that?
Yeah, it's thank you for bringing that up. So this snow shower, we call it Snow Sky. This is our product name. It was a kind of natural evolution of all the snow experience that we sell because it's just the immediate question that everyone asks us. Does it snow? Inside the snow room, people want to see the snow flakes falling from the ceiling. So this is something that we wanted to bring to the market, but not only as a visual highlight, but also as, again, a functional tool to cool down. So for me, the Snow Sky is, let's say, the most sophisticated way of inviting people to use the cold. It's very nice to be under the snow sky, the snowflakes cool down your skin in a very soft way. At the same time, it's a very interactive and dynamic element. You can put it in the ceiling in any space at room temperature, and you have these snowflakes falling from the ceiling. So I think it has huge potential, especially I saw very huge interest coming from North America, where people love this kind of wow effects.
Is it like a shower in the sense that do you turn it on and off or does it just run all day?
You could operate it in both ways, but technically speaking, but what we suggest is to just let it run throughout the day as the consumption values of water and energy are very little. It's just 1/10 of what water experiences and water showers do and consume. So we always suggest to let it running for the whole days to people really show and invite them to use the cold. People very often forget to cool down, whatever they do after sports, after sauna. So this is why we want to create a kind of interaction with the guests. And people just should also benefit from the visual highlight. And it has a kind of relaxing and calming effect on your soul.
Oh, for sure. Just seeing the little snowflakes come down. Yeah, is a very calming effect. What does a snow sky cost for a user?
We start from 55,000 euro installation of a snow sky.
Mhm.
And also there it depends on the complexity of the technicalities, where we can put it, and if there are the optionals that we need to include, but it starts from that number.
Okay, well, still, that's much more affordable than a whole snow room if somebody can't do the whole deal, but you can bring a little bit of snow into your facility. So, Sarah, I mean, this is all so new. You've been with TechnoAlpin quite a while. Yeah, I'm sure you couldn't have imagined you'd be attending spa conferences 5 years ago, and yet here you are in the spa and wellness field. So, what's next? Like, what other things might we see, ways in which we would use snow in the wellness world? Do you have any other visions you're working on now?
We have many visions that we need to bring to life. Well, we are very creative. We see some trends coming up where we want to work around or jump on, and which is solutions for recovery, for example. So we see that there is a need in providing more solutions for regeneration, muscle recovery, and stuff like that. But apart from the technology, where we also think of, we want to open up our portfolio and we would like to include also water elements in the future. So not only snow. So we want to start from maybe some water experiences and then add our snow elements. Apart from providing these kind of hardware pieces, our goal is to create rituals. So to provide new applications, new the software around it. How can people benefit from cold applications in the spaces we create?
Well, we know it's important to have that contrast therapy option, especially when we're so right now immersed in sauna and hot pools. Having that cool down option is crucial to your system. You shouldn't just get hot and then not cool yourself down.
Exactly. We need to we need to do both. So I think contrast therapy in Europe is very well understood and applied. But in many other parts of the world, there is still a lot of potential, also space for education. I think it's important to provide self-guided wellness rituals. And this is what we need to be able to do. We should not only be able to do treatments in a spa, but we need to provide also self-guided experiences. And this is where we want to come in and just create new applications. If it's in contrast therapy or if it's more on the recovery side or in combination with sports, but we need to give the operators new ideas for holistic wellness experiences.
Well, that's brilliant that you're thinking of it because you make a great point. I mean, we do need self guided options, especially in thermal suites and experience areas. I mean, we don't have enough staff globally to perform all the treatments. And guests don't want all that. They certainly want massages and facials and body treatments, but then they like to go into the thermal suite and enjoy themselves at their own pace, you know, do the sauna, do the cold plunge, recover in between, do it again, rest in the pool. And to have a feature like this that is available without manpower is really awesome.
Powerful. Yeah, I think so too.
So thank you again, Sarah, for this great work. I mean, it's just fascinating how your role has turned into indoor snow from being making outdoor snow. Who would have thought that this would be something so popular? But you are the global leader now in indoor and outdoor snow at TechnoAlpin.
Thank you so much, Lisa Star, for bringing this out to the world and telling everyone. I think no one would have been able to anticipate what snow could do in the world. So it's a surprise for us as well to see that it's well accepted and people love it. Yeah, we're very happy and still a lot of work to do.
Well, you've got 800 people on the team to help you, so I can't wait to see the new developments that come up. Sara Brenninger, thank you so much for joining us today and talking about snow.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you so much.